real straight.
All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. All right, there we go. I was like, wait a minute, it was a delay.
Right.
Okay. Shabbat shalom, Most High Christ blessed to the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth. I'm Teacher Shaul, United Kingdom of Israel, Congregation, Virginia. And to my right,
Officer Levi.
Officer Levi. All right, all praises. 1 second here, we did just check that everything good. All right, wait, I ran off Levi. Okay, God. All praises. All right, so today's class is a special one. I know some people have been waiting on it, those that have knew what was going on. But this is a part of a two-part class that's going to be going on over the next couple of weeks. This first part, the first part, is going to be titled Sovereignty Commission, COINTELPRO, and Christian Apologetics. Sovereignty Commission, COINTELPRO, and Christian Apologetics. Okay. So I'll give everybody the opportunity right now to grab pen and paper, grab your Bibles, grab your Apocrypha if you don't have a 1611 version of the King James. I'm getting ready to draw some lines and connections and take you on a ride through history, okay? Because that's one of the things that's been hidden from our people is history. Right. So we're going to find out some things so that way we can gain a deeper understanding as to why things are the way they are today. Why do we do the things that we deal with today? Why are we being targeted today? Why is it that every black movement that comes about is destroyed?
We're using one of our own.
Using one of our own 9 times out of 10. The other 1%, I'll say, is you allow the enemy within your gates.
Right.
See, you got our people infiltrating us, and then you got those that say, no, it's okay, let them on in.
Right. Let's join hands.
Let's join hands.
We have one blood.
Right.
We got the same molds.
We all came from Adam. All right. We're going to start off with Sirach 51.
The book of Ecclesiastes is chapter 51 and verse 23. Draw near unto me, ye unlearned, and dwell in a house of learning.
And dwell in a house of learning. So again, we would like to welcome you to United Kingdom of Israel Congregation, the house of learning. All right, take a moment, tag friends, family, because I know they may not fully agree with what the Israelites teach and what we stand for. However, what I'm going to bring out today in today's lesson is relevant to everybody across the board. I don't care if you're a nation of Islam. I don't care if you're still in a Christian church. I don't care if you're black and think that you're part of the Masonic order. What I'm here to do today is to let you know that whatever you're a part of, if it's about the forwarding, empowering, and building up our nation as a nation of people, you are being targeted. Now, some of us more than others. I know Israel in the back, like, man, I don't give a damn about this stuff. You're right and wrong at the same time. See, the thing is, what I'm going to show you today is, they're scared of what may be birthed out of any one of these organizations. They don't know at what point in time you're going to wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to flip the whole Masonic temple, and that we're the Israelites. They don't know when you're going to say, I'm going to stop playing them out behind and stop teeter-tottering and calling myself a moral one day, or saying, damn, well, we're the Israelites, so I'm just going to call myself a moral Hebrew. They don't know at what point you're going to wake up and say, we're going to fully call ourselves the sons of Jacob, and we're going to fully keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and the faith in Christ, because they know what's going to be brought about when that day comes. So let's go to Psalms 119.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way.
So we're going to get a little bit of understanding today. All right? Again, thank you all for tuning in to United Kingdom of Israel Congregation. We're going to be starting off in the book of John, chapter 15. Okay? Once you begin to separate yourself, see, this is why they came up with the term black identity extremists. It's what they call you nowadays. That's just another word for domestic terrorists. I'm going to show y'all something.
So what do they call Edomite domestic terrorists? They all about us, around about us.
They call them Christian organizations.
There you go.
What do they call the Klan? A Christian organization.
Yeah, very true.
All right? But see, once you say, I love my people, we stand up, you know, our life, black lives, oh, you're an extremist. You took it to the damn extreme. We got to watch you. I'm going to tell you why. But watch this. John chapter 15, we're going to get verse 19.
John chapter 15 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
If ye were of the world, the world would love his own.
You see, as long as you're celebrating Christmas, as long as you're still, because that right there is a mass gross payment day for the elites. Okay? Another one is coming up here shortly, is Halloween. They sell more candy on Halloween than they do on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Not that I'm for either one, but I'm just stating the facts. Okay? I'm just merely stating the facts here today. As long as you do those things, or you go out there on a tennis court and you swing that racket, or you go out there on a golf court and you putt that ball, you can get on Wheatie boxes and stuff.
Right.
See? As long as you talk about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, and how many thoughts I got, and how many bricks I move, you all right.
Right.
But if you say don't call me black no more, oh no, we got to figure out a way to silence this nigga. If you go from being Kodak Black to like a struck match Cabbage Patch Kid, just a ghetto ragtag ragamuffin, to saying, you know what, I'm going to go down here with the light of Zion, and I'm going to start keeping holy days, and I'm going to start to learn about self. They say, you know, we got to grab this nigga and bring him back in. Send some extra girls into his room next concert.
That's right.
Think I'm lying?
They always use the females.
That's how they do it, ain't no somebody?
They always use the females. Females or foreign cars.
Yeah.
Negroes love anything foreign.
Yeah. It's exotic, as they call it.
Right.
You look exotic. My car is exotic.
Right.
I smoke exotic.
Right.
That's all they think about.
Right.
Nigga, your heritage is exotic, but you don't care about that.
Here we go.
Bring it out.
Your Israelite identity is exotic. Your melanin is exotic.
Bring it out.
Y'all make me take this in a whole different direction today.
And expensive.
You better tell them. But, read from the top.
If ye were of the world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Every time we try to separate ourselves from their world and exist within our own realm of a world, whether it be what the brothers and sisters in the movement did up in Philadelphia,
All right. Not
85, right? Okay. I think the last living survivor of that, the guy, I think his name was Bertie, he just died like within the last 3 years, 4 years, something around that area. But he still was walking around suffering third-degree burns. The goddamn police got in the helicopters, dropped fire bombs and everything else on these people on their building, burned up the whole neighborhood. The firefighters just stood there and just watched it happen, didn't put out nothing. Not an ember was extinguished. Okay. Or, like Black Wall Street in Tulsa, or Black Wall Street down in, I believe it was somewhere in Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. They had multiple what they deemed were called Black Wall Streets. They destroyed that. Because you want to do you. You don't want to be a part of their world. If you were of their world, they will love you. They love you. Whitney Houston, you were part of our world. We love you. Did she just take her black ass over to Israel and you got baptized in the River Jordan? We got to destroy her. world loves his own. Okay? But that's all right, though. It's okay. Let them love their own. I'm going to show you something today. Go to 1 Peter 2 and 9. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. Because contrary to popular belief, because what's funny is, the reason I got on this whole thing is once the name of this congregation started to appear on lists, we start to appear on lists, okay? Let me drop a couple links to Soldier Jahari really quick, so he can drop these in the comments. But the first one I'm going to drop right here is, it's a Southern Poverty Law Center's, what they call their hate map. Okay? We're on a hate map list as what they call black nationalists. I'm going to get to that here shortly. But before I do, I want to tell you that the man who the world calls Jesus Christ, okay, our Messiah, okay, the son of Joseph, the son of David, the son of God, he was a black nationalist. I'll explain. Read what you got, Officer Levi.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation.
We are what?
Holy nation.
We are a holy nation. This is why we go out in the streets. See, you can hate camps all you want. That's why, before I did it, I shared that that Warriors picture with Cyrus standing there with all the different quote-unquote gangs or groups.
Right.
That could be us, all unified as various camps, but you hate camps. You hate the word of God. But every time you look up at a Hebrew summit, that is us. Every time you look at a holy day hosted by the Maccabee Alliance Council, that is us. Every time you see the Maccabee Alliance Council come together with Yasharal, that is us.
Bring it out.
But guess what? We see it. So if we see it, and so do they.
That's right.
When we had that unity camp with us and Yasharal, House of David, Washington, Israel, and everybody, they was raw. They had 50 caliber snipers on the roof of the White House pointed at us. The brother Shaul from the House of Israel went to take a picture. The damn devil Secret Service rolls in front of the picture and goes like this. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm getting ready to show you something here today. They see what's going on. Go ahead.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people.
A peculiar people.
That ye should shoot forth the praises of him, and him who have called you out of darkness into marvelous light.
And that's how, this is why the Israelites walk as we walk throughout this earth. Because we have to show forth. Okay? Now, I made a statement, I said Christ was a black nationalist, right? By definition, black nationalism. Black nationalism is a type of nationalism which espouses, which means it joins together, the belief that black people, I'm using this term loosely, that black people, I'm talking black and brown, are a nation. So it espouses the belief that black people are a nation. The Bible just called us a nation. Okay? And seeks to develop and maintain a black identity. This is why when we go out in the streets, we teach nationality and repentance. Because how do you maintain your Israelite identity? Through the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments. Otherwise, you're cut off as a nation. So, by definition, Christ was a black nationalist. Go to Matthew 1. Matthew chapter 1. Verse 21.
Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, And thou shalt call his name Jesus,
You should call his name Jesus or Yahweh. Come on.
for he shall save his people.
No, he should save all people.
His people.
He should save who?
His people from their sins.
Well, we understand according to 1 John 3 and 4 that sin is a transgression of the law. We understand according to the book of Psalms, 147, 19 and 20, that the law was only given to Israel and that God dealt so with no other nation.
That's right.
So he came to save his people for their sins, for them breaking the law. He came to save the Israelites, that nation. Christ was a black nationalist. The same way we go out today, this is why they label us that. See, I'm not even offended that they label us this. I don't care what they call it, okay? They be calling me niggas and spicks all my life.
That's right.
So calling me a black nationalist is not going to hurt my feelings. We go out to teach our people that Christ came to die and for you. We go out to teach our people that Christ came to redeem you and save you from your sins. We go out to bring you back to your nationality. So if you call us black nationalists because we go out and we follow the footsteps of Christ, so be it. Read it again.
Matthew chapter 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall save his people from their sins. Watch this. Go to Luke chapter 1. Luke chapter 1 now. Luke chapter 1, verse 68.
Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
See, God visited and redeemed his people. How did he visit us? He visited us through the Christ to redeem his people. Okay?
And hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
God, hold that. His people. His people. We keep seeing this term, but it hasn't specific. Somebody says, oh man, you just drawing these connections here and there, saying, it just says people. We talking about the people who believe. Okay, well, go to 2 Samuel. This is why through these precepts we get understanding. Go to 2 Samuel chapter 7. Watch this. 2 Samuel chapter 7. We're going to find out who God's people are. We're going to find out who he visited, who he sent to be redeemed. We're going to find out who is Christ's people that he sent to save.
That's right.
This black nationalist, don't lose sight of where I'm going with this. Because if we out here telling our people, hey, stop sinning or you're going to die, we trying to save you.
Right.
I'm only out here to save my people. So I guess I am a black nationalist.
Yeah.
This is what people like Vocab Malone don't like. I'll get into him later. I'm not going to jump the gun. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 23.
2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 23. And what one nation in the earth...
Who?
And what one nation...
What one nation, come on,
in the earth is like thy people.
Who can you compare to thy people, your people? Let's find out who your people is, God. Come on.
Even like Israel.
Like who?
Israel.
Come on.
Whom God went to redeem.
Uh-oh. This is why through these precepts, see, this is why the church don't want you to deal with the Old Testament. Because Matthew 1 tell you Christ's going to redeem his people. Luke 1 say that God visited and redeemed his people. The church wants you to believe. These agents want you to believe. The Bible Destruction Group wants you to believe. These Christian apologetics want you to believe that they and anybody else is all inclusive into who God's people is. We just made it very clear through reading these precepts. Read it from the top.
And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom God went to redeem for a people to himself.
That's a cold cut. Come on.
And to make him a name, and to do for you great things.
Great things, come on.
And terrible for thy land. Before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods.
From the nations and their gods. He didn't come to save them from their gods.
That's right.
What scripture was that? That said, you know what? See, he knew that everybody was dealing with this. So he showed me where it says he came to redeem them from their gods. He said he came to redeem us, okay, from being amongst these nations and dealing with their gods. And we wrapped up in all that foolishness. So what was the thought process of the disciples in the early church? Let's see if they said, because you know you had the coons back then that said, this nigga's extremist. Much like today. This is why you had Judases and people that sell out like that. All right. Go to Acts chapter 1, verse 6. But the Jews are one that put them to death. No, fake Jews put them to death.
That's right.
That's what put them to death. The niggas we all grafted in. The ones that came to take over. That's what put them to death. I'll read something real quick. John chapter 8 and verse 31 says, Then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him, I thought all the Jews was against him. If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. So let's see if these disciples continue in his black nationalistic word.
Come.
Let's see what their expectations was when this black Messiah, keep that word in mind, because we get in COINTELPRO, it's going to be very relevant. See, they know the second coming. They just don't know which one. See, they don't know who is who. Nobody knew that. They ain't know that John the Baptist was Elijah. They had their suspicions. Nobody knew. Hell, he didn't even know. So this is why even today they want to suppress that spirit within us, because you don't know who you were. I don't know who you were.
Right.
This is why you have to be careful to entertain strangers. You don't know which one is that. And the Bible say angel, but we know it to be messenger.
Right.
You don't know.
Could be you. Could be the one sitting next to you.
Could be.
Could be your brand new born baby. You never know.
Man, could be also you. That's why I be so nice to him. Okay. Watch this. Read what you got.
Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
The kingdom to Israel. Because
the kingdom to Israel.
they was waiting on this thing that, hey, we waiting on us to come back into power. Same way y'all holler black power, that was they was hollering right there too. Black power, Israelite power, Hebrew power. Okay. Power to the people. Is you coming to get us reestablished? That's nationalistic mentality. In the same way there's been agencies today to disrupt that thing within our people, there always been, even from times back when. One more before we go full-fledged. Isaiah 9 and 6. One more to show this black nationalistic Christ that I love. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. Just one more, and then we going in. Y'all know the previews be quite in depth. The interlude.
The trailer. God.
Right.
God. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born. Oh, that sounds like the New Testament. Well, let me go on. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given.
Christ.
And the government shall be the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The government shall be upon his shoulders. I'm rocking with that guy, because I'm waiting for him to restore again the kingdom to Israel. That's what I'm waiting on. So I'm going to my grave. Hopefully I'll live to see the day But I'm going there with this same mentality. All right? So let's understand something, because go to Revelation 21. Because what Christ and everybody else knew is that the day when black rulership was coming back into this earth is coming. See, everybody thinking about, you call it heaven, you can call it New Jerusalem, heaven on earth, well, you call it whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, understand something. When you see that New Jerusalem descend from the heavens, about largest continent of the United States, okay, you don't know it's going to be a new government establishment on this earth, okay? Into this kingdom on earth, this newly formed government that the Christ is going to have on his shoulders, all right? He's going to carry this thing on his back, all right? They have the 12 tribes of Israel. Exclusive 12 tribes of Israel, names written on these gates to this kingdom, okay? And within these gates, we will be able to dwell in peace, safety, fellowship among brothers and sisters. All right?
A lot of lamb meat.
Read verse 26.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 26. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
Now, when we see this and understand what this means, now you understand what black nationalistic Christ was saying. When he was telling a lot of people about, go to Matthew 6. Go to Matthew 6. Because that right there, this is why Christ was telling a lot of people to pray this specifically. Verse 10. Matthew 6, verse 10.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10. Thy kingdom come.
Thy what?
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
So now you understand. The same way in Acts 1, they was waiting on that kingdom to be restored to Israel, not to the whole world and the rest of the nations. The rest of the nations know this. The white man has been fighting to maintain control, regain control, and maintain that control from when he first lost his damn birthright. He's been fighting to regain that thing ever since. Oh, you destroy, cast down, and make desolate, we will rebuild. That's the mentality. You notice it every day goddamn life. Look at the 9/11 and say, oh, we're going to rebuild. We're going to put something there. There's going to be some type of tower.
Yeah, see how they put that up quick, no time wasted, anything.
You see these dumb crackers out there in Oklahoma and whatnot and throughout Missouri and all that whole Tornado Alley. How the hell you live somewhere called Tornado Alley? That don't sound safe. If I told you that, hey, that's murderer, gangbanger alley, is you gonna walk down there? Hell no. You gonna get raped, robbed, lose your life or something. So if I'm telling you that's Tornado Alley,
why are you going there?
That's all destruction. But you know what? They rebuild the same goddamn trailer park every year. And we're gonna rebuild. You see the same spirit of the crackers out there in California. I just watched them on TV. They said, we've lost our house 4 times to wildfires. And then you got other crackers that keep giving them money and donating for them to keep rebuilding the same damn house to get burnt back up. That's the same spirit we read about in the Bible. You can't tell me a white man ain't Esau.
Bring it out, man.
You can't tell me that. So every time we build something, they have to destroy it because they think that they can build something greater in its place. They don't care. They'll leave it desolate as long as you don't get to get it.
Like out here. See, they building it up out here.
You see, a simple word for that is, it's called childish.
Right, very child, petty.
Petty.
Nobody's more petty than the so-called white man.
It's low down. That's why the Bible said he's a base man. Ain't nobody low and low down than that devil. Okay? Revelation 18. Because us as Hebrews, us as Hebrew Israelites, we've been deemed, quote unquote, black separatists. Why the same people that say go back to Africa mad when we want to separate?
Just told us to go back to Africa. Man, you can't.
Marcus Garvey, they destroyed what he had going on.
But then tell us to go back to Africa. We was trying.
You can't please these devils.
You know what they want?
No, they're unstable.
See, that's what happened when you're scared. It's like a little kid that did something in school. Every time that phone rings, you jump because you think, oh, that could be the teacher calling the house. I know that's how I was.
And you know what? That's why they jump every time one of us get the courage to stand up to them.
Right.
So they say, that could be the Black Messiah. This could be that day. That might spark the revolution.
Right.
And you don't think, well, why the hell you keep shooting us at traffic stops? Well, see, for that moment, they had what they call a brain fart.
Right.
Okay, they weren't thinking clearly at that moment. All right? I'm trying to tell you. Okay?
Oh, careful, they might watch this and see that and put that in the new rule book in the cops. If you have a brain fart, you're allowed to shoot a Negro.
Right. Well, what happened? I had a brain fart, Your Honor.
All right, case dismissed. Whiteness, man.
Okay, watch this. So they say we're black separatists that advocate for black nationalism, and they say that we often bring about anti-white rhetoric. And this is according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, the same group that has listed United Kingdom of Israel Congregation as a hate group. I'm going to get into some more detail about them and their tactics. They come under fire, various lawsuits and different things like that, because what they do, I'm glad that we have the Most High, because what they do is play a very dangerous game. It's like what I used to see cops do in the 80s, 90s, especially in the 90s in Chicago, where you would take a rival gang member and drop them off they'd take a gang member and drop them off in a rival neighborhood. This is what the Southern Poverty Law Center does on their website. Understand what I'm saying. They take you and they list you and say, this person is against you. That now opens you up for attack from anybody and from anywhere, and you won't know where it came from.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Think about this.
Like they do in jail. Like if you claim, like they do in jail, if you claim your blood, they'll put you in a Crip population. If you claim your Crip, put you in a so-called blood population.
Right. I mean, one time I got arrested, man. I wouldn't tell the cops what I was affiliated with. They said, that's all right. We're going to send you to the county jail. We'll say you're a Latin king. Hey, you say whatever you want to say I am. I'm going to be all right, though. You don't even know how connected I really was. So you can say whatever you want. Say whatever. Right. All right? But my point is that they set you up. Think about this. What if your employer goes on, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but what if your employer goes on the Southern Poverty Law Center, right? And they say, damn, we remember that the sister right here had submitted a form to be off on holy days on the letterhead of United Kingdom of Israel Congregation. They're a black nationalist group. What type of effects would that have on you? See, this is not a game we're talking about here, people.
Right.
And this is serious.
Come.
And until we start to realize how serious it is, we're going to always and continuously fall victim to their tactics and techniques to keep us from coming together, because that's what we need to do right now. Because it's so serious. All right? Revelation chapter 18, verse 4.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
This is what we're telling you right now. Come out of her, my people. Come out of that world that like we talked about the other week, that matrix, the world that they've created for you to believe in. Come on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
See? Go ahead.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
And that you don't receive of her plagues, because this place is going to be destroyed. Don't get destroyed with it. Okay? Don't be that person. Don't be that. Follow not a multitude to do evil. Don't be that person. Well, they was over there doing spitballs and paper airplanes, so I was too, Mama. You didn't think Mama was gonna show up to school that day,
Right.
Then peek through the classroom window like, oh hell no.
Open the door slow, you just see your face.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people gonna be when the Christ come back.
Right.
And when they do that, that's gonna be when they tongue fall away and consume their mouth. Right then and there. See, understand what goes on here, alright? So Psalms 83, let's get that real quick so we can jump into it. Jump into it here. I'm gonna try to be as, I don't want that to be as quick as possible. I want to be as thorough, but as time efficient as possible. Okay? Psalms 83. You can start it, yeah, that's fine.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They become proud.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at that people again. The same people Christ came to redeem. The same people that say Most High visited. The same people that we read about in 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 23. The Israelites. These enemies of God have lifted up their head. Okay? And they make a tumult against the people of God, against the Israelites. Come on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
That's you, because your identity has been hidden from you.
That's right.
Come on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
See, understand something. Let's stop them from unifying. Listen to this Psalm 83, because it don't matter when we go in depth about COINTELPRO, when we go into the Southern Poly Law Center, when we go into the Christian Apologetics, when we bring up the Mississippi Sovereignty Commission. They say, let's cut them off from being a nation. Come on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's critical. This is what they do to people of God. They hold think tanks and meetings with each other. They say, how can we keep these guys oppressed? How can we stop them from rising up? How can we create the illusion of keep on telling them you're a minority, knowing damn well that they're the majority? How can we do that? Scratch my head on this one. What do you got, Bob?
They love rap videos.
Right. What I'm telling y'all is that everything I'm getting ready to reveal to y'all is all COINTELPRO. And the reason why I'm going to label everything COINTELPRO is by definition. So whatever came before COINTELPRO is COINTELPRO, COINTELPRO is COINTELPRO, and everything that subsequently resulted and came after COINTELPRO is still COINTELPRO. Why? COINTELPRO, or the Counterintelligence Program, okay, was a series of covert, illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, listen to these words, and disrupting domestic political organizations. This already was agenda prior to COINTELPRO being coined as a term. This is what I want you to understand. It all was counterintelligence. You know what counterintelligence is? Is when you go and you read Judith chapter 5. And you go and you send out this person to go figure out what they're doing. You come, you report back. You say, no, we got to stop them. We have to keep these people in error so that can be their weakness. That can be their ruin. Because if they keep the commandments and their God fight for them, we're going to be embarrassed in front of everybody. There's always been a counterintelligence program going on, brothers and sisters. There's an executive order that was brought in on December 4th, 1981. It's called EO. EO stands for Executive Order 12333. Go look it up for yourself. EO 12333. Okay? Everything that was done illegally and was done outside of the law under COINTELPRO from 1956 to 1971, as they say, it was later on legalized 10 years later in 1981 through this executive order. I'm going to tell you what this executive order grants here shortly. Okay? So when you heard of things like illegal wiretaps, there's no such thing as that. It ain't been such thing as illegal wiretap since before you was even born. Oh man, they can't do this, or they can't tap this, or that's a lie. So, or they're going to tap landlines. Another lie. 12333. That's Executive Order 12333. 12333 gives leeway to intelligence agencies to gather truckloads of data. That data ranges from email content to Facebook messages. Let me pause there. Just because I see this happen every year on Facebook, I do not give you or anybody else permission to use my pictures, my status updates, my profile information. Stop wasting your time typing that. Stop wasting your time copying and pasting that, because it don't mean a damn thing. Again, Executive Order 12333, go look it up, grants them the ability to do exactly just what you're saying that they can't. Okay, email content, Facebook messages, Skype chat, to practically anything that passes over the internet on an quote-unquote accidental or incidental basis. Oh, we just stumbled upon that. Okay, that's cool. So in other words, EO 12333 protects the tangential collection of data. So it allows them to collect information even when you are not specifically targeted. So you think that they need a search warrant and they have to have probable cause to come and get information on you. They don't. Obama, y'all favorite person, codified exactly what Bush had already laid out anyway when it came down to what used to be unlawful detainment. You have no, there is no due process or habeas corpus. I study law. Okay? None of that exists, especially to somebody who's not including the Constitution. Somebody who's a 3/5 of a person. It definitely don't pertain to you, according to Black's Law Dictionary. Hear me out. According to what they did, see, 9/11 was just a way for them to enact even more and overstep their boundaries that they had set for themselves. Okay, that was their way of circumventing everything that they set up in the name of national security. All right? So, with that going on, they said, you know what? We can come and arrest you right now. No probable cause, no search warrant. We don't have to tell your moms nothing. We don't have to tell your brother nothing. We don't have to tell nobody nothing. We don't have to tell your lawyer nothing. And we can hold you indefinitely. Not because you're a terrorist, but because we think that you might be affiliated with somebody. This is not a game. Okay, I recommend that everybody go and look up everything that I bring out in today's class. All right? So, but it protects them in a collection of data, even when you are not specifically targeted. Otherwise, it would be forbidden. under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA of 1978. Look that up. So, before, COINTELPRO was formed 2 years prior. In May of 1954, they formed what was called the Sovereignty Commission. I'm about to send a link over right now. The Sovereignty Commission. The Mississippi State Sovereignty Commission was a state agency which operated from 1956 to 1977. Another thing I want to point out is something else too. Every time one of these agencies tenure, every time they come to an end, they already have another one set up to keep the ball rolling right after that.
To keep the funds coming in.
Good point. I'm glad you said that too. Okay? Because that's one of the things we're dealing with the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's all a money scheme. That's another story though. But you had the the Sovereignty Commission. It was directed by the governors of Mississippi. That's crafty council. So all the governors across Mississippi came together, and their objective was to quote unquote protect the sovereignty of the state of Mississippi and her sister states from encroachment thereon by the federal government. You'll see it's a federal entity actually. It coordinated activities to portray the state and racial segregation in a more positive light. But one of the things that they did was they were pushing to keep you from voting, things like that. They didn't want any type of civil rights activism going on. And what they did was they employed some coons to come in, and they would infiltrate, just like any other organization. And that same thing that goes on today with the Christian apologetics. Is how you end up with your Jada producers, your Marcus Webbs, and things like that. People of that character, of that caliber. Okay? They feel like ever since they left the white man, things just ain't been good for them, so they had to return. You know, just like when we came out of Egypt, people in the wilderness. It's the same spirit. This ain't no who's who. The same time. Just like with Harriet Tubman. People just like, hell no, we're going back to the plantation. It's the same spirit. The only thing that changed is the dates.
Right.
The time is the only thing that changes. The people are the same spirits are regenerated, and they still perpetuating the same crimes and the same folly. Okay? But definitely go and read up on his Mississippi Sovereignty Commission. I didn't want to spend too much time on dealing with them. Okay? But, so you had them that came about May 1954. Okay? Right after that, you had, toward the end of the commission, well, right after they started, you had COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO began in 1956 to 1971. Okay? So, let me drop this link also. Okay, because I'm going to go in depth on this one. So, before we get started on that, give me Daniel 7 and 18. Because before you drop that link on COINTELPRO, let me bring this out. Because what they don't want you to ever, never understand, so-called black, Hispanic, man, woman, and child, is this. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
The saints shall do what?
Take the kingdom. And possess the kingdom forever.
This is what they don't want you to understand. They don't want you to know that the saints will take the kingdom And the saints will then possess that kingdom forevermore. Okay, come on.
Then I would, even forever and ever.
Even forever and ever. That's never ending. When you say forever, and then you go on to say and ever, that's never ending.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever.
God.
Okay. So that's what they don't want you to understand. They don't want you to understand or ever come into the knowledge of that the saints are going to take the kingdom. That means that their kingdom, their government will ultimately be overthrown. They don't want you to ever have that type of knowledge.
Right.
This is why every slave revolt, the only way that slave revolts were ever stopped and thwarted is the word that they use. I think it's like THWARTED, thwarted. Let me look that word up. Thwarted. Go to Psalm 148, right, real quick. Thwarted. Y'all know I got extensive vocabulary now. Thwart. To prevent someone from accomplishing something. To oppose a plan, attempt, or ambition successfully. So yeah, thwarted.
In order to take something, you have to put in some work.
That's right.
Right? So that's like, if it's a game 7, LeBron versus, whoever. And they say, yo, we're going to take this victory. We're going to take this champion. When you hear they take, you got to put in some work, some type of physical activity,
right.
some type of...
It takes an act of aggression.
Right.
You have to be on the offensive.
Yeah. And then you go, like any game, even if you watch the Nat Turner movie when as they was getting ready to go make their move, they was, revving themselves up and hyping it up and like, yo, let's go. So
the same way you would do like at a homecoming, like at a pep rally or something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Before that game, you gotta get charged up. Yeah, slap the helmet, shoulder pads, everything.
Yeah, amped up, hyped up.
So, but it's gonna take an action. You have to go out there and actually apply yourself and want to win. You have to want to win the kingdom. You have to want to win your place as that nation to be set above all other nations. That's what they don't want you to understand. They want you to stay lowly. They have you blinded by the illusion of inclusion. They want you to think that you're included in their world. They want you to think that you're included in their society. But you're not. You're not. You're, at best, a second-class citizen. You're a third-class citizen. Hell, you're not even a real citizen. But the saints will take the kingdom. Who are the saints? Go to Psalms 148.
Psalms chapter 148 and verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people.
There it is again. His people. Yet again. His people. This is black nationalism at its finest. The Bible is black history. Nobody tell you no damn white man book. We gonna overturn their kingdom. We're gonna reign supreme when that black Christ, the black Messiah, returns. Read.
The praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him.
A people near unto him.
Praise ye the Lord.
Hallelujah. If you find out that you are the saints, and you're the one that's supposed to take the kingdom, that spells trouble for the other nations. Because right now, this is their kingdom. They're living healthily. Their pockets are lined. They can take vacations when they want to. When I'm out working, I always ride past through, there's a lot of golf courses. And it always just, on one hand, it grieves me and vexes me to know that they're still enjoying the fruits of slave labor. It's the only way you're able to be out in the middle of the damn day playing golf.
Right, at 11 in the morning.
Come on. But at the same time, it gives me a sense of hope. The patience of the saints.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All right? But if you ever find out that you are the saints, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, it spells trouble for them. And what it's going to do is it's going to invoke a spiritual revolution. It's going to invoke and cause a change that starts within. And whatever happens inside manifests on the outside. That's everything. Like Christ said, you know, blasphemies, murders, all these things come from the inside first. So if you start to understand within that you're God's chosen, you're a people near to Him, that you are the elite, that you are the elect, that you are the chosen, that you are the saints, and that you are supposed to take the kingdom, that is going to become evident on the outside, and it's going to cause that action to take place that also Levi was just speaking of. Go to Luke chapter 17. I tell brothers, I say, when I'm driving down the street, I stare in my mirrors because, see, what people don't understand is, and this is not to toot my own horn, but I am can be considered to be a very charismatic speaker. I can be considered to be a very well-spoken individual that's able to formulate words to a point that people will understand, take heed, listen, and apply them. They fear that. Now, I don't live in fear. However, I am cautious. I'm by no means a fool. I had a brother at work ask me one day, he said, man, he's like, do people follow you? I said, if they do it from a distance. Because I'm always on if I make 2 turns or 3, and I know it's the same car, okay, I got time to go for evasive actions now. I'm ready at all times. Start at verse 20.
Luke chapter 17, verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of God should come.
Tell us when the kingdom of God gonna come. Come on.
He answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation.
So in other words, you can't be one of them fantasy football league Israelites. You got a jersey, but you ain't in the game. You can't be that. You can't sit, ride the bench at home, okay, and not put in work to do your part to bring about that kingdom, because the saints will take the kingdom. That takes action. Okay. Coming up. I'm just waiting for the Lord.
Right.
No, the kingdom don't come with observation. Read.
Verse 21. Neither shall they say, lo, here, or lo, there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
It starts here. The kingdom of God is within you. Okay. Well, the scripture says, a man thinketh in his heart, so shall, you know what I'm saying? So is he. That's the type of person he is. So if you got kingdom within you, kingdom's going to manifest in your life. Okay? You link up with other kingdom-minded people, you're going to start to do things to bring about the kingdom. Read.
Verse 22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it.
God. Jar, if you haven't dropped the link yet, for COINTELPRO, go ahead and drop it. If you already did, all praises. Okay. We're going to go over COINTELPRO's mission statement. The first point is to prevent coalition, Salakia, of groups or camps. They don't want you to form a coalition. They don't want you to form a Yasharal. They don't want you to form a Maccabee Alliance Council. They want you to stay isolated. They say only you got the truth. They want you to be an individualite and say, you know what, I hate camps, and I'm not going to join up with no group. I'm just going to wait on the Lord. But the kingdom cometh not by observation, though. They ain't hear me out.
No,
They ain't hear me. I think that one went over their head. They rely on Negroes like you to say either A, I'm going to keep my group isolated, or B, give me Zephaniah 2 and 1, or B, I'm not going to be a part of a group. That is the number one objective of COINTELPRO. To prevent coalition of groups. They want to prevent this.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff.
See, remember we read Revelation to come out of her, so that way you're not partaking of her sin or her plagues, that you don't get that judgment. They don't want you to come out. They don't want you to gather and say, you know what? Let's bring forth the kingdom, because we know that once this word goes out to the four corners of the earth, then the end is going to come. But no, you'd rather sit back and wait and not hit the streets. You'd rather not do nothing. You are an unpaid agent is what you are.
Right.
You need to go holler at somebody about your check.
Right.
Maybe you got some parking tickets that you need to get absolved. They want you to not join together. They want you to be a part of destruction. They want you to be there when the day passes the chaff. Come on.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
They want you to be a partaker of that with them, because they know that they have no hope. Come on.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
See, what else do they want to present? They want to prevent Isaiah 52 and 8. Go there. This is what they want to prevent. So they want to prevent Zephaniah 2 and 1. Okay, again, the first point is prevent coalition. Let me go put it up myself. This is I'm on the Federal Bureau of Investigation, COINTELPRO, long-range goals and prevention of a black messiah. Okay, this is their mission statement. To prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. In unity, there is strength, they say. A truism that is no less valid for all its triteness. An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step towards a real Mau Mau. If you ever watch the Black Panthers, know about the Black Panthers, they always spoke about Mau Mau, which is a black revolutionary army. Ezekiel 37 said that these dry bones, everybody waking up, the Most High, according to the 10th verse, is raising up an exceedingly great army. That's what the damn devil don't want to happen. He wants you to stay an individual life. He wants you to stay an isolated camp on your own little desert island, not dealing with no other camps. He wants to prevent, read what you got.
Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Thy watchmen shall lift up thy voice. Lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing.
He don't want us to lift up our voices together. He don't want us to cry out and spirit not together. He don't want us to show our people their transgressions together. Read. Now, and when I'm speaking, again, let me reiterate. Again, I'm showing you the inner workings of COINTELPRO, so that way you can understand this has been applicable throughout our nationhood. There's always been COINTELPRO. There's always been that. Ancient Egypt, there was COINTELPRO. During the life of Christ, there was COINTELPRO. So these Christian apologetics today, James White, Vocab Malone, the urban apologetics, whatever these niggas want to call themselves, COINTELPRO, it's nothing new. There's no new thing under the sun. Read.
For they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring you again, Zion.
They want to prevent us knowing that, hey, let's set aside our differences right now, because we'll see eye to eye when our Lord, the Black Messiah, come and bring again Zion. Okay, that New Jerusalem. When he comes with that government on his shoulders. Then we'll see eye to eye, because the true lawmakers and the true judges of the earth will be back in the earth. They don't want us to understand that. They don't want us to ever get to this point. Okay. Why is that? Why? The answer is Mark chapter 3. Why don't they want to? Why do they want to prevent Zephaniah 2 and 1? Why do they want to prevent Isaiah 52 and 8? Well, Mark chapter 3. That's the answer. Mark chapter 3 verse 24.
Mark chapter 3 and verse 24.
Come on.
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
That's why they don't want us to gather ourselves together. Read it again, officer.
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom, that nation, that government cannot stand. See how foolish y'all think? Y'all so foolish, y'all think that Democrats and Republicans are divided. No, only on your lowly level are you divided. Just because they disagree at a couple, on the Senate floor, a couple of different things like that, don't mean they're divided.
Right.
Why? Because they got to lift up their voices together.
Right.
They'll see eye to eye later. This is what we have to embody. So we allow small ideologies to divide us. Oh, those aren't real. You're wearing Gentile fringes. Oh, those are artificial. You shouldn't be wearing tzitzit, sir. You shouldn't be. Those are from the Assyrian captivity. Those that you have on, and we allow things like that to divide us. And then you pull a scripture like Amos 3:3. Say, about two walking together lest they be agreed. Then you'll pull one of those type of scripts to try to justify you staying away from everybody. Suit yourself. All right, but understand something. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Salakia 13. Understand this. If you don't understand nothing else, understand this. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Let me start at verse 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
So, again, you understand that, and you'll understand Isaiah 52:8. You understand that the watchman, which is our job to watch, we're commissioned to watch. Not just in Ezekiel, but by Christ also. We're commissioned to be watchmen. You'll understand as the watchman that we'll get on the same page and we'll bring out this right here. We will sing the songs of David together. And the things that we don't agree on, those things because you say, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. You're wrong, no, you're wrong. Well, if you understand Isaiah 52:8, or you didn't before, you should gain understanding of it through what we're reading right now in Corinthians. Read it again.
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
Read.
When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Like childish bickering, childish arguments, childish strife, the covetousness that comes with childhood. Read on.
For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, even as also I am known. Now,
so again, we just gotta understand that thing, man. Nobody has 100% truth or full-fledged 100% doctrine. If you say that yours is 100%, you're saying the scriptures is completely off. If you're saying that you're right, everybody else is 100% emphatically hands down wrong, you're wrong. Luke chapter 21. Luke 21, verse 7.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 7. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified.
Like we hear about right now. Come on.
For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
So again, like I've stated time and time again, those that's praying for peace, peace in the Middle East and peace on earth, you're praying against prophecy. Christ said these things must come to pass. Read.
Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence.
Lord, all them in South America and you know, Venezuela, and we praying for them, Lord. And we're praying for the earthquake victims in Thailand. Lord, we're praying for the volcano, the people that got melted away with lava. We're just praying for all these natural disasters, Lord. No, hell no. These things must happen. Come on.
God.
And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you.
Come on.
And persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues.
Understand something. This is how you know the COINTELPRO is still going on today. This is one indicator right here. You're going to be persecuted. You're going to be delivered up to the synagogues and where?
And into prisons.
And into prisons. Come on.
Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
For this word's sake. Okay. So, these things are inevitable. They're going to happen. Okay. This is just the power that the devil has. Real quick, get Revelation 2 and 10. It's just the power that the devil has. That person that has that type of authority is the damn devil that the Bible speaks about.
Right.
We don't have that type of authority and power within our hands. If we did, then the white broad that executed the brother in his own house should be in jail. The cops that executed the young brother Tamir Rice, 12 years old, he'd be in jail.
Yeah, we would have been hung George Zimmerman.
Oh, this bastard outside in Skittle bags now?
Really?
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I might have to just go and take an L on that one. I might have to go on I'll just get my bail money ready. I'm gonna have to shoot a pair with George Zimmerman and I catch him.
God.
Hey.
That's right.
All them gangsters in Florida.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Show pound where you at, man.
Come on.
Revelation chapter 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
See, the devil will cast some of you in prison. Alright? Now, COINTELPRO was the FBI secret program, right, to undermine the popular upsurge which swept the country during the 1960s. Though the name stands for counterintelligence program, the targets were not enemy spies. The FBI set out to eliminate radical political opposition inside the U.S. when traditional modes of repression, exposure, blatant harassment, and prosecution for political crimes failed to counter the growing insurgency and even helped to fuel it. The Bureau took the law into their own hands and secretly used fraud and force to sabotage what they would call constitutionally protected political activity. So even though we blatantly harassed you, we persecuted you, prosecuted you for little crimes, that didn't work. The only thing it did was piss our people off. Because surely your oppression make a wise man mad.
That's right.
They said, you know what, we gotta get dirty with them. The glove is off. Hit below the belt. So, again, the first point was to prevent coalition of groups. We don't want camps to come together. That's what I said, this could be us, but you hate camps.
Right.
You know, we could be together. That's why they killed Cyrus and the warriors. Cyrus' plan was perfect. Let's all of us come together. You still got your territory, you still got your camp, you still bring it out over there, you still do what you do. Let's all get together though.
You see who shot him, right? Esau.
Yeah, Esau.
Right.
It was Esau that shot him.
Wild man of the beast, that wild Zed looking dude.
Why? See, he had that COINTELPRO spirit. He said, I got to do what I got to do to prevent this from happening.
Yeah. And then blamed it on who? On England.
Yeah.
As usual.
It was him. He was a warrior. Really. But I don't know, like y'all standing here with y'all the whole time. You ain't see no flash or you ain't see no smoke or nothing. Okay, then we smell gunpowder. The second point is to prevent a Messiah-like leader. This COINTELPRO. And this is what I'm going to go to prove that COINTELPRO has been going on. Go to Matthew chapter 2. But to prevent a Messiah-like leader that could put the jumper cables on the movement. They didn't want nobody to get this thing jump-started. That's why they do their best to tear down everybody that rises up. I was thinking about next. You gotta get him. Too many people listen. It's too powerful. See, this is why they don't fear people like T.D. Jakes.
He worked for them.
He worked for them.
They all together.
You see what I'm saying? He's a part of COINTELPRO to prevent what's getting ready to come that you can't stop. Okay? Matthew 2 and 16.
Matthew chapter 2 and verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all children that were in Bethlehem.
He said, I gotta kill all these kids, because he already heard the king of the Jews is getting ready to be born. He already know. And see, here's the thing. If the people is sitting around talking about, are you going to now at this time restore the kingdom? You've got to know that those people, those government officials, the powers that be, they knew that somebody was expected to come and to tear down their government and rebuild one for these Israelites. The same one that we put the taxes on, the temple taxes and everything else. The same ones that we oppression. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you want to pay your tithes? You got to have the temple currency. That right there is unacceptable. You got to have Bitcoin.
Wow.
You got to have crypto. I'm just saying. All right. So, okay. So you understand. COINTELPRO been going on. It's going on through the time of Christ. They said, it's going to be a black Messiah rise up. We don't know which one of these niggas it is. Same thing today. That's why you got Planned Parenthood. That's why you got dope in your communities. That's why you got guns and gangs in your community. This is why you have homosexuality running rampant through your community. Because they say, you know what, we don't know which one of these niggas is going to be the Messiah. We don't know who's going to be the one to lay the path before the Messiah come back. We don't know what's it going to be. We don't know who's going to be the one to wake up the 144,000 person.
That's right.
Because see, that's my goal. I'm not trying to, look. I'm not trying to wake up 1/3. Somebody going to say, no, that's all. Hear me out.
Bring it out.
I want to resurrect that leadership spirit.
That's right.
See, the 1/3 gonna come and fall in place with the 144.
Come.
I want for those leaders to be awakened in this earth. I want to be the one. I pray to be the one to you know, you like they have like different giveaways like. Balloons fall out, the stealing in certain stores and stuff like. You're the 100th customer today. I want to be the one where I wake up the 144,000 person. I want to be a camp, and it's balloons and streamers and confetti just fall out of nowhere.
That's right.
Once somebody receives this gospel, that'll make my day. Read on.
And in all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
You see that? I've been asking y'all for 2 damn years, and y'all been playing me. You know what? I see, you know what? I know what? Y'all mocking me right now. So here's what I'll do. This is what he said. I'm going to kill every one of these little boys. They was born within the time range, and I've been asking y'all about this. 2 years old, 1 day old, 1 month old, 1 year old. All of them got to go. Because I don't know which one it is. And I gotta stop this thing. This is why you have people, this is why they stopped and they had to eliminate your Fred Hamptons. This is why they had to silence your Huey P. Newtons. This is why your Marcus Garveys had to be destroyed. This is why your Muammar Gaddafi's had to be assassinated. This is why, see, I'm not gonna go into my documentary, but this is why the Israelite movement in Chicago was extinguished to an ember. When it hit it, stand by, coming soon, Hidden Israelite History documentary series. I'm going to go in depth into that. It was a certain spirit that was going on in Chicago that they had to stop it. They had to silence it. I'm going to bring it out. It was too powerful. It began to infect the rest of the country. This is what a lot of people don't understand. It affected the Israelite movement in New York. It affected militant movements, like as far as the Panthers went. It affected the Young Lords was birthed out of Chicago. You see what I'm saying? The Northern Kingdom version of the Black Panthers. It was a spirit that was going on in that city that they had to stomp out. Isaiah chapter 33.
Could that be the reason why the second largest FBI building is out there?
The second largest, thank you. The second largest FBI building in the nation is in Chicago. Weirdly, which I have to bring it up later on when I get to this point, it sits directly across the street from juvenile court and jail.
Wow.
I'm born and raised in Chicago. I'm trying to tell y'all what's going on. In verse 1. Because the director from the faggot, Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover, he was a faggot. He was a cross-dresser.
Yeah.
I quote, this is his director, to prevent the rise of a black Messiah, a Messiah, according to him, will have the power, according to the document, to bring about the unity and coalition among black political groups. See, so a lot of times when y'all see all the dissension and things going on and discrepancies and bickering going on social media, you gotta understand and research this. The FBI literally has a department. Their job is only to monitor social media. To set up fake accounts, to monitor what you post, to monitor what we inbox to each other. All these type of things. Well, I ain't dealing with Facebook. No, Negro, it's all of it. Did I just read to you what EO 12333 said, your emails, Skype, all of that.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
Nobody did nothing to these devils. But the Bible says, woe unto you that spoilest, and you weren't spoiled. Come on.
And dealest treacherously. And they dealt not treacherously.
We didn't deal treacherously with them. The native didn't deal treacherously with the white man.
Bring it out.
Y'all dealt treacherously with them. You spoiled them and their lands. Woe unto you. I don't care if you want to call them Japhet. You can make up a name that you want to call them. It don't matter. Because it does not absolve them of the crimes against them.
That's right.
Come on.
With thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
Now y'all want to say, but now we're good white folk now. We're with you. The Bible says that when you stop spoiling, then what?
And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall do treacherously with thee.
There's no way around it. Prepare slaughter for your damn children, but iniquities of your fathers. You can try to be at peace with us right now, but the Bible says, guess what? At that moment when you're out in peace, we're going to be ready for war. Hang on. Hold that thought. Okay? Because understand again, they would prevent us from banding together in this magnitude. Why? Because Edgar Hoover said that the purpose, the central purpose of COINTELPRO will be to hinder the political actions of these radical black American population. In unity, there is strength. This is what the document admits. In unity, there is strength. This is why the Bible promotes it. This is why Christ promotes us coming together. And if jokers want to be joining them, cut their ass off. Treat them like a heathen. You want to be with them, go be with them then. But we're building a nation over here.
That's right.
According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, what is a black nationalist group? This is according to them, from their website. They say black nationalist groups have always been a reaction to white racism. Remember early on I read when it said that the FBI said that once their tactics of blatant harassment and locking people up didn't work, they tried underhanded tactics, because they said the only thing it did was fuel the movement. They're all saying the same thing. These entities are the same entity. You just plagiarize what they already said. These are the same people. Don't let the name of the company fool you. Just because they call this, we're going to call this America, that don't mean that it ain't Britain.
Uh-oh, bring it out.
That don't mean they still ain't part of England. See what I'm saying? So just because they can't change the title, that don't mean nothing. Today they call you African American or blacks.
Yeah.
That didn't change the fact that you're still Negroes to them,
Right.
or niggas to them, or colored folks to them, or spooks to them, or porch monkeys, or spirit chuckers to them.
What's next? What are they gonna call us next?
Everything but a child of God.
Yeah.
But that's coming. Because in that same land, where it said that you weren't, in that land, you will become called the sons of God, of the living God. Okay. They say that these groups are typified by their anti-Semitic. See, that's rhetoric right there.
Yeah.
How the hell are we going to be anti-Semitic? Anti-LGBT, anti-white rhetoric, and conspiracy theories. So, if you just happen to think something going wrong and it's a conspiracy, you a black nationalist by your definition. You can't even think nothing outside of what these devils want you to think. Or otherwise they're going to label you. It's the same thing with the apologetics. If you don't teach the gospel how they say it's supposed to be delivered, then you're a part of a hate group. You're a black nationalist. You're a separatist. They start throwing out the same words that the FBI use.
Yep.
They use the same verbiage that the Southern Poverty Law Center uses. They use the same words that the Mississippi Sovereignty Commission utilized. These are the same entities, y'all. They all the same. It says they should not be confused with mainstream black activist groups such as Black Lives Matters and others that work to eliminate systematic racism. So in other words, don't confuse them with the ones that allow us to come into their groups.
The mainstream. They making this sound like it's music or something. Like we underground rappers.
Yeah.
And they the mainstream, they pop culture.
Yeah, don't get their music confused with theirs.
Right.
We still selling mixtapes out our trunk. Okay. Right. Yeah, well, because we don't have the big elaborate temples like
Right.
TV snakes,
Right.
and we, choose to have, convocations at storefront locations, or within your homes, or online or whatever. Then, you underground. You're local. All right. Go to Exodus chapter 1. I'm going to show y'all something else. There was a movie. I think it's a book also. I know I have daughters. I have teenagers. And I know they know about this. If you have daughters, you probably heard of it too. All right. It's called Mean Girls. All right. You heard about it, mother? Mean Girls? Okay. This is what the SPLC is.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, they're mean girls. All right. They use this list of designated quote-unquote hate groups in the same way that these girls would have their popularity contests and these things like that. And if you were with the in crowd, we'd be mean to you. Okay? So, what do you mean by this? They use the same type of tactics to manipulate the lives of others. This is what they do. Through their propaganda on their website, they use that to manipulate the minds of various people. And I'm going to prove that it's the same technique utilized under the COINTELPRO description. Okay. But the dynamic's the same. They want to smear the reputation. They want to control personal relationships. And they want to reap the spoils of what comes of it. The apologetics, for example. We're going to smear the identity of the Hebrew Israelites. We're going to smear their whole movement, everything they got going on, and we want to reap the spoils. We want to get these souls to come back over to the dark side. We hope that we can get you to turn away from the Israelite community, from the Israelite movement, so that we can bring you back under the umbrella of Satanism. They want to reap the same way we're trying to win souls for the Lord, they're trying to win souls for the adversary.
That's right.
Understand what's going on. When you look at COINTELPRO as a government entity, they wanted to smear the name of organizations, whether the Panthers, Garvey, the Israelites as well, Nation of Islam, whoever they could, smear. Why? Because they want to get everybody to come back over to being docile. We don't want you to rise up. We don't want you to take the kingdom. We don't want you to realize that you're a saint and that's your job, is to take the kingdom. They don't want you to get that spirit. So they have to do whatever they want to reap the spoils. They want you to come with your donations to support anti-defamatory rhetoric and statements. Help fund us so we can stop racism. Listen, if your money could have stopped racism, racism would have been over.
Long time. This country was established on racism, so it's not going to stop.
Hell no.
It has to be maintained.
We ain't got enough money to buy out racism. But you've been indoctrinated by this capitalistic society to believe that you can buy your way out of anything. You think you can buy your way into heaven. I see. That's another class. That's another class right there. I know people like that, but I ain't gonna add it. I digress. Exodus chapter 1, start at verse 7. Because the third thing on the COINTELPRO's agenda and on the checklist is to prevent violence of their targets by the use of violence. Go look it up for yourself. This is, thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, you can go and view it your damn self.
Right.
The third point is to prevent violence. So I'm going to kill you to keep you from killing me. That's the logic.
Right.
Okay? To prevent you from even thinking about doing something to me, I'm going to shoot you without asking your driver's license.
Yep.
It goes back to you saying they're scared.
Yeah.
They already explained that. Okay. Watch this.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 7.
Come on.
And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
We'll go everywhere. If we don't preserve good, white, liberal American rights, we'll be no jobs. We'll lose everything to the minorities, to niggers and spinks. We'll have nothing left. We need to make America great again. This is what we're seeing. This is COINTELPRO in the goddamn old book of Exodus, the first chapter. Read.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Them niggas play tennis better than us. They jump higher than us. They run faster than us. Matter of fact, didn't they just take Buddy's medals away? What's his name? Is it Hussein Bolt or one of them brothers? Stripped him.
What?
Yeah, somebody said he was using performance enhanced. Nigga, we don't need performance enhancing drugs. Y'all do. The same way that you need something to help your libido. We don't need that. Okay? We go long and strong in everything that we do. We don't need all that.
God.
Pharmakia and all type of witchcraft. Read.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
That means let's deal treacherously with them. But see, you already know what I'm saying. We want to deal treacherously with them.
Right.
But they want to deal treacherously with us. We didn't spoil them, but they want to spoil us. We're one of them. Period. Now y'all want to be, hotel, my brother. No. When you want a hotel and you want to deal with peace, the Most High can kill your ass. Don't worry. Come on.
Lest they multiply and it come to pass. What when there falleth out any war?
See that? That's COINTELPRO. Point number 3. Prevent violence of targets by use of violence. Read that part again.
When there falleth when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
See that? We gotta rid the land of these people. We have to prevent violence by these Israelites, by the use of violence. We have to get them right now. That's COINTELPRO. They're using the same tactic on us right now. You see, and for you young Negroes, I'm gonna get to the point where they got for y'all too.
Uh-oh.
Read on.
Verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
Check this out. Point 3 says, prevent violence on the part of black nationalist groups. This is of primary importance and is, of course, a goal of our investigative activity. It should also be a goal of the counterintelligence program to pinpoint potential troublemakers and neutralize them. That means kill.
Neutralize, right.
Yeah. And neutralize them before they exercise their potential for violence. Read.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
No matter what they did to us, we just kept on growing and growing.
More and more babies. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
Come on.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, and mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field, all their service, wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife.
See, I got me a couple of house niggas potentially here. So, hey, listen, when you go handle that business, you the midwife for them Hebrews. Read on.
Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
Wait a minute. Again, to prevent the rise of a black Messiah. They don't want a black leader. They don't want a messianic figure to arise. Okay? It threatens everything they work to establish. It threatens it. It puts it in jeopardy. And they don't know what to do. They panic. White people commit suicide at the sight of danger. Okay? It's a natural defense for them. They can kill you or they kill themselves. It's what they do. They self-destruct. Lose their job. I gotta die. Oh, my wife left me. I gotta die. You see what I'm saying? That's their natural defense mechanism to trouble. So, quite naturally, the enemy, they say, you know what, we gotta try to kill as many of them first. Read what you got.
But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not as the kings of Egypt, so like as the king of Egypt commanded them.
God. So, the decree went out to kill these men, child, because a great leader is getting ready to rise up. See, what God has showed us in these scriptures is that there's a spirit that rises up within these heathens. And they keep their ears to the street. They may act like they ain't paying attention to what you're talking about. I was on a job, right, the other month. Me, the Islamic brother, who I had to bust his head, and the other Islamic dude. Remember I told you I got to the point where the two Islamic dudes was arguing?
Right.
Needless to say, at the end of the day, the taskmaster on that job site was like, I don't want either one of them three to come back. I don't want either one of them to come back. Why? Because although they're not right there involved, they're listening. He was a distance. He's listening to everything that we're discussing. And what he hears us discussing is exactly what they don't want to do. They want to have a confusion of understanding languages. We're sitting there going through doctrine and vetting it. The Bible says this. Well, the Quran says this. Well, that's all because of this. We're trying to unify. They say, oh, hell no. I got to scatter them. It's their spirit. It's their nature. Can't make this stuff up. All right? Watch this. The fourth thing with COINTELPRO is to prevent groups and leaders from gaining respectability. You must discredit those groups and individuals in order to, number one, first, you discredit them to the responsible, what they call the responsible Negro community. So it's like with the Israelites, right? The object of these Christian apologetics and the COINTELPRO objective is to discredit and to prevent our groups and our leaders from being respectable. They don't want another Malcolm X to rise up. Okay? So, whether it's Bishop Nathaniel IUIC, because they do a hell of a job with smearing his name, and a lot of you Negroes, unpaid agents, you partake in it. Not good. Okay? Because what it does is, you're falling and playing right into the hands of the enemy. They want to prevent groups and leaders from gaining respectability. So whether it's myself, whether it's a priest Yasharal, a General Yasharal, a Bishop Nathaniel, Elder Barak Shar, whoever, right? Priest Kahan, Zabak. All these men I've named has at some point in time had smear campaigns against their name. This is COINTELPRO. Let me explain. Again, you must discredit these groups and individuals to the responsible Negro community. So you have to make the people like our politicians, our lawmakers, our educators, and things like that believe that they don't want anything to do with the Israelites. Prime example. The first thing that they did when Barack Obama ran for president was what?
Say he was Arab? He wasn't,
They try to say that too.
Or they say he was Muslim.
They try to say that. It's something else I'm looking for.
you're not a citizen?
What did they say about the church that he went to?
Oh, it's a black, it was an AME black,
The church is a church on the south side of Chicago. Okay? And the pastor there, doctrine, he began to start to teach our people who we are. Okay, I believe it's on, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's not 95th Street. I believe it might be 95th Street. One of those major streets, right off the Dan Ryan Expressway. But his name is Jeremiah Wright.
Jeremiah. Right.
Okay.
Right. They blasted a snippet of one of his sermons where he said, "You say God bless America, I say God damn America."
Oh.
And he started going in.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? His status as a leader ain't been the same ever since. Ain't been the same ever since. Because they went on this campaign against him as well. Okay? So now you have to make people say, you know, as a politician, what happened? So this is what you would call the responsible Negro community dealing with a Barack or Michelle. What a lot of people don't even understand also is they both do have, see the hell with that Barry movie. They both got knowledge of it. It ain't come from him walking down no damn street. Okay? His pastor taught it, number one. And number two, Michelle's cousin is Rabbi Fournier in Chicago on the south side. He teaches, although he hangs out with fake Jews, he does teach that we are the Israelites. Fact. You have to smear these people. So now they start saying things like she's a transgender, all type of things. You gotta understand, it's all COINTELPRO, and a lot of y'all fall right into it. You play into the hand of these damn devils. But you must discredit these groups first to the responsible Negro community, because the last thing they want is niggas in high positions to be down with us. And this is why they separated people. Like when you look like people like Bobby Rush, you went on to get into politics, you forgot you was a damn Panther?
Wow.
Second of all, they must discredit it. These groups, these camps, these Israelites must be discredited to the white community. Both the responsible community and to the liberals, those regular hippies that all peace and love and you're my brother. They got to discredit you in their sight too. Just going to a pro. Who have vestiges of sympathy for a militant black nationalist. So the ones that come out the camp and bow down and say, I'm willing to bow down, they volunteer to bow down, goddammit.
That's right.
I've seen it with my own eyes. When they walk up and they volunteer to prostrate themselves before the men of the Lord. But you know what? According to Apol's agenda is to change the minds of them. They sympathize with us and say, I'm sorry for what my people did to yours. What can I do? They have to change their minds too. The third point, who they must discredit us to, is we must be discredited in the eyes of other Negro radicals and the followers of the movement.
Uh-oh. Bring it out.
Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I'm a little bit okay when it comes to mathematics. I know how to count. Basic. When I see statements like, camps ain't about unity, red flag. Why? Because I'm in a camp. I know we're about unity.
Right.
In fact, the U in UKOIC is United Kingdom.
Right.
We're about unity.
That's right.
United Kingdom of Israel.
That's right.
That's unity. Congregation. That's even more unity.
That's right.
That's a part of the Maccabee Alliance means unity. Council.
Can't counsel by yourself.
Council who believes.
Okay? So, understand that when I see that, I see red flags. Because I only personally know, and I've been in this truth a long time, and I only personally know that I personally, unless it's some new brothers that just popped up in the last 5 minutes, I believe I can only count on one hand how many camps are not about unity. So, this is how I know some COINTELPRO operatives going on. What they're doing is they're making these blanket false statements. It's like saying, oh, Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers. All of them?
Wow.
Black people are lazy, thugs. All of them. Or are you talking about a very small percentage? I'll go with the latter. Okay. So they had to discredit us amongst each other. So say, you know what? We're going to sow discord, and this will keep the beat going. Every time I see the whole thing with UBK rallying against IUIC, it grieves me. Everybody know y'all don't agree. That's fine. But you're actually a proponent of COINTELPRO because you're discrediting another group that's a part of the movement in the eyes of other brothers and sisters that's a part of the movement. That's COINTELPRO definition. That's their own definition. So ask yourself whose side you on. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the damn solution. Here's what COINTELPRO. This is Vocab Malone's exact statement. Over the past few years, I've gapped in more than a few, because he already said he's been studying Israelites for like 10 or 12 years. You're obsessed. You're infatuated, and it's sick. Over the past few years, I have gathered a large amount of resources related to the Hebrew Israelites and their theology. Websites, video, and audio resources. You're a stalker. You need help.
He's a real.
He want to get
in like that. He's the one that's writing the letter while he's trying to get what's his name? Get at M&M, right?
Yeah. he that heathen that you read about in Ezra the 4th chapter. That when we tell him, no, we got this.
Right.
We doing this to our Lord. He want to trouble everything that we do.
Right.
He that Ezra 4 type of heathen.
Right.
Okay.
Stand alone. Soon he'll be standing alone.
Alright, I'm about to drop another link right now. Jahari, drop this link in the comments for me. It's a link to the Shield Squad website.
These niggas got a website.
It's a link to their website, right? And I want to make this statement first. Go to Psalm chapter 80, verse 6. I want to say this. If we were wrong in our thought process and our ideology, 80, it is foolish to mock us. That's not Christ-like. So when you're going on these tangents and you're spending money with these coons by your side to go about arm bracers, gauntlets, diadems and stuff like that, meat trees, just so that you can make a mockery of us. How Christ-like is that? But you claim to follow Christ. No, you're a damn devil.
That's right.
I understand an agent and an operative when I see one. This is CIA tactics at its finest. Okay? I had the opportunity to be military intelligence before, so I know how they think and what their tactics is. I'm gonna get into that aspect later on. But it's extended class right there. Don't worry. Some relevant information I got going. Okay? Psalms 80 verse 6, read that.
Psalms chapter 80 and verse 6. Thou markest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again.
Wait. We are a strife. Go ahead. They make us a strife unto our neighbors. Go ahead.
And our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O God of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved.
We shall be saved. Okay. You go on their website, what you'll see is they got a series of different memes, and different things like that. They also have a list of camps, which they have UKYC listed. So again, they employ the same exact tactics that the COINTELPRO did. They employ the same tactics, because they'll go there and they'll let the local clan go. No, this is what COINTELPRO do. They will let the clansmen know. We got some niggers, some rebel rousers over there. And they'll fade to the back. The agents will fade back, the clan go do the dirty work. See what I'm saying? Same thing's going on. That's why during the time of there's one group that rose up called the Deacons for Defense in Louisiana. Okay? They had to raise up, and that was a Christian group. They got pissed. They was tired of it. They ran out of cheeks to turn. Okay? But they have a lot of different memes mocking us on their website. They got one of dude on a motorcycle. It says, "This is what I imagine when someone says Yasharal." Like a motorcycle like Kawasaki, you know, lame ass Edomite jokes. Let's see what else we got here. It says they got a picture of Wawa. It's a gas station like they have one here in Virginia. It says here, the black Hebrew Israelites are obviously making moves. Right and exact. Look how they're opening a chain of gas stations with a Paleo-Hebrew Israelite name, Wawa. Wawa is taken from the Hebrew letters Wa, which has a numerical value of 6. Now get this, Wa plus Wa is 6 plus 6, that equals 12. This is a gas station for the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the mockery. This is their website. Shield Squad. Okay? Alright. They got a picture of Yareach saying, okay, this is the guy that made the 12 tribe chart. This man also endorses Taladaki as the Holy Spirit. There's got like different memes and different things like that. But outside of that, what they have going on is, like I said, they use the same tactics and techniques. Alright? One of which is, if you go to Southern Poverty Law Centers, and their whole website is dedicated to us. You see this on Levi? Who are the Israelites debate? G-Con sets ISUBK straight. Debate with Israel God member. G-Con clowns hard on ISUBK. G-Man shuts up GMS. Their whole life is centered around the Israelites. This is an agenda. This is this is a campaign. This is a military campaign against us, huh?
Right.
You gotta understand what's going on. They don't wage this type of war on nobody else. Nobody else but the Israelites. We got much closer to the end, and we right there with the truth. So let me show y'all something real quick. So they have a list. Let me see if I can pull it up. Camp list. They got a camp list right here. It says these are Hebrew Israelite camp lists. Partial lists and incomplete listing. We will add camps and details as we discover them. Some of everybody, AOC, blah, 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 different type of people, X, Y, and Z, this person, that person. Spelled our name wrong. They got UK IOC, United Kingdom of Israel, Newport News, Virginia. They got our website listed. But it's the same techniques and tactics that the Southern Poverty Law Center utilizes. Because when you go and you look them up, and you look at their breakdown, what you'll see is that they have it listed, and then for some of these people they have phone numbers listed, websites listed. So it's the same tactic and technique. They're the same entity. That tiger didn't change its stripes, okay? Point 5, COINTELPRO. We're almost finished. To prevent the long-range growth of militant black organizations, especially among youth. Specific tactics to prevent these groups from converting young people must be developed. They said specific tactics. So the tactics that they utilize to prevent adults from buying into it and joining the movement is different with kids. This is how you get what's going on through music. This is how they infiltrate them through the things that they see through media. This is how they through fashion. Or when they seen our youth had that Joshua and Caleb spirit in Baltimore during that time they were rioting. Soon as they got out of school, the bell ring, ding, 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 took to the streets, we throwing rocks and bricks at the cops. We're not standing for it. What they do? They allowed one lone black woman, one lone Israelite sister, to come on national TV and whoop a child and discipline them.
Wow.
That's what they did. Okay? And then, on every news outlet, especially racist ass Fox, they praised her. See, this mother had the right idea. We need more parents like that to get involved before this gets out of control. It's all psychological warfare. I'm going to get into that. Alright? But they had to prevent this long-range development. So what do? One of the tactics is infiltration. Okay? They have agents and officers, informers, that don't just spy on political activists, but their major functions. See, when they bring somebody in, it's not just a spy on you. And this is why I tell the brothers, be careful who we hold in camp with at Unity Camp.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything, so you know, man, they just here to spy on us. They gonna run back and tell Esau. No, you don't understand this. Their job is not just to spy on you. Their job is to also to be a main function and component to discredit and to disrupt. Discredit and disrupt. Okay? This is their whole purpose. So, when you know that if we doing things decently in order, and we out here, we hold a certain function at camp, and then a new person come along, when we have a unity camp, this person is disorderly, you're giving up the ministry, the movement, a bad name, a bad look. Have to wonder. Because that's a tactic of COINTELPRO. I'm going to tell you, they did it early on when the Black Lives Matter movement first began, before it became mainstream. Right? What did they do? And it's a fact. They had white cops, because they were, white people, y'all can join us, who went and intentionally started fires, began to riot and loot, started fights. All thing you know is it was Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
But those were plants that did that. Their job ain't just to spy, it's to cause a disruption. To disrupt the normal activity and the punctuality of that organization, of that movement. That's what they do. Give me 2 Timothy chapter 3. Start at verse 1.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away.
From such turn away. But these are times that we're living in, these perilous times, where you're going to run into traitors, you're going to run into truce breakers, you're going to run into people who only care about themselves. Okay? That brother who, not the only, but one of the main brothers that infiltrated the Black Panther movement, I forget his name, forgive me, he was trying to get out of a joyriding charge. So, he was willing to roll over on his brothers. He was willing to come and disrupt what they had going on, discredit what they going on, and come and relay information about what they was going on back to the enemy. The infiltrator. Okay? See? And that same thing was going on. Same COINTELPRO, Luke 20 and 20. Same COINTELPRO. It starts with infiltration. And I also leave, I get that. I'm going to read the definition of betrayal from the Dictionary of Bible Themes. It's the Dictionary of Bible Themes. The word is betrayal. The treacherous. Then we read about words of them that's really treacherous. The treacherous exposing or deceiving of people by those they formerly trusted. It is usually associated with an enemy masquerading as a friend or with a broken or abused relationship. That's how you end up with your jaded producers. Luke 20 and 20.
Luke chapter 20 verse 20. And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men, that they might take hold of his words.
They're going to show up and they're going to rock branches. They're going to show up, all praises, salute, do all those weird things.
That so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the government.
So they can run back to the government with the information that they just got, with what they just witnessed, with what they just heard, with what they just saw. Okay?
First Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 17.
I will make sure. This might have been either late night or 3 o'clock this morning and I was at this point, so I had to make sure it all lined up. Go ahead.
And David went out to meet them and answered and said unto them, If ye be come peaceably unto me to help me, mine heart shall be knit unto you.
It'll be joined unto yours. If you come to do this work, you're going to put your brick in, you come in peace, you come in shalom. No doubt. Come on.
But if ye be come to betray me to my enemies.
But if you come, so just so that you can come, hey, we got to put a sign up, officer.
Right.
Soon as you come into the school, it's going to be a sign. If you come, peace, my heart should be knit towards yours. But if you come to betray me to my enemies, come on.
Seeing there is no wrong in my hand,
and I did nothing,
the God of our fathers looked thereon and rebuked it.
Come on.
Then the Spirit came upon.
He said, that's good. Then he said, the God of our fathers looked thereon and rebuked it. If you come to me hard, man, may the Most High intervene and man, stop you. Just boom, like run into a brick wall. Okay? Keep that in mind. This has to be like a little disclaimer we got to give people. I'm gonna start putting that on my posts now. If I make a post on Facebook, it's gonna be a disclaimer at the bottom. If you come to comment in Shalom, my heart and my comments, my response will be knit towards yours. But if you come just so you can betray me to my enemies, we got problems. I pray the Most High do what he do. Okay, watch this. Mark chapter 14. Mark 14:21. And while you get that, I'm going to read from the Webster's Revised Unabridged Dictionary. The word is traitor. One who violates his allegiance and betrays his country. One guilty of treason. One who, in breach of trust, delivers his country to an enemy, or yields up any fort or place entrusted to his defense, or surrenders an army or body of troops to the enemy, unless when vanquished. Also, one who takes arms and levies war against his country. So, when you've taken up a doctrine that's contrary to the truth, you've taken up arms against your people. When you go and you left the Hebrew Israelite community and went back into Christianity, you are a traitor and have taken up arms against your people. That's an act of treason, an act of war, and it's punishable by death.
That's right.
Or one who aids an enemy in conquering his country. I don't give a damn, we call ourselves Israelites or regular black people. If you aiding a white man and stopping us from telling our people to change their lives, you are an enemy and a traitor of your own nation. So if everybody's ever been involved with the Sovereignty Commission, if you've been involved with the Southern Poverty Law Center, if you've been involved with COINTELPRO as an FBI and or CIA agent, and FBI in my book stands for Facebook Israelite, by the way. Okay, so a lot of those running around. Okay. If you were a part of this Christian apologetic movement, you're a traitor. You deserve death. Read what you got.
Mark chapter 14:21. The Son of Man indeed goeth as it is written of him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed.
Woe. Woe.
Good were it for that man if he had never been born.
Damn! Now I understand where the phrase make you wish you was never born came from. Came from Christ. I'm gonna make you wish you was never born. You betrayed me. Think about that. Okay. So you have the infiltration aspect, right? Other forms of deception, right? That the FBI and police have also waged is psychological warfare. It's what it all summarizes and boils down to. Okay. How do they do it? Through bogus publications. I'm getting ready to drop another link on y'all again. It's propaganda. Bogus publications. Again, going back to the whole thing with the smear campaign, all right? They'll produce stuff like this to sway your mind. Again, it's all COINTELPRO on how you think of Hebrew Israelites. When you read an article that says Hebrew Israelite, Hebrew sect pleads guilty to killing 4-year-old, it plants a seed in your mind. These are war tactics. I'm ex-military. Trust me, I know. Okay? Watch this. Through bogus publications, forged correspondence, anonymous letters, and telephone calls, and similar forms of deceit. So, they waste psychological warfare on our dear brother that used to be here with us when it came down to him and his family, his daughters. You see what I'm saying? It's all COINTELPRO. Okay. We gotta get you especially. You 7 feet damn tall. You turn around, you done linked up with them already. You don't tell them what's about to happen. You might turn the goddamn Samson around here or something.
Start knocking over trees.
Yeah, so we gotta cut off your strength. We're gonna tell you we're gonna take the kids from you. This is real out here, y'all. I'm speaking for a legitimate situation that occurred within UKOIC, within the court system here. All right? This ain't no game. We don't do this for fun. This ain't for play. Okay? Watch this. Psychological operations, or a PSYOP for short, are planned operations to convey selected information, just like the link that we just put in the comments. That was hand-selected by SPLC, but this is a tactic of COINTELPRO along with your government who you put so much trust in. Psychological operations. To convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning. You can't even think logically after the bullcrap that the media done pumped in your head. After the indoctrination that you done got from going to church on a Sunday. Thanks to the Bible destruction group that was formed. I ain't even talking about them in this class. All of that's all COINTELPRO. Motives, objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals, like individual lights. You thinking of this, oh yeah, I ain't with it. Your decision, rational decision making, and objective reasoning has been swayed by psychological warfare against you. They sway how you think, even as an individual light. The Army has a special group, division, that deals with psychological operations, or PSYOP, or psychological warfare. Their motto, get this. This is the Army, look it up. Their motto is persuade, change, and influence. This is the Army. This is their psychological operations division. Their motto is persuade, change, and influence. The Air Force, they have a psychological operations unit as well. Their motto is this: never seen, always heard. What the hell? Never seen, always heard. Why? They're the puppet master that's pulling the strings behind things and how you think and what role and direction you head in. We see these things happen. You just never hear them suggested. You never hear the whispering. You never hear the crafty counsel. Look it up. The third thing, the third tactic and technique that they employ is harassment, intimidation, and violence. Just like I was just alluding to. Eviction, and again, I'll take you go on the website. Wait a minute, I'm a Christian, I'm apologetic. Let me go to the Shield Squad website. Wait a minute, my co-worker who manages the goddamn produce department at Walmart, according to the Shield Squad website, is part of one of these Black Hebrew Israelite hate groups. Same tactic like going to Southern Poverty Law Center and saying to black nationalists, they're separatists. We'll separate your ass from this place of employment then. Yeah, you can go and you can fight it out and things like that, and Most High's on your side, and you can win. But I will let you in on a secret. There's only 2 places in the United States that can't fire you for nothing. One of them is like Nebraska or some weird place, and the other one is Puerto Rico. Every other state is what they call at-will employment. Meaning, let's say today's the first day you showed up late. Never been late, but I didn't like the fact that you were late. You can get fired. That's at-will employment. All right? So, one of their tactics that they utilize is harassment, intimidation, and violence. Eviction, job loss, break-ins, vandalism, grand jury subpoenas. You get suppression and subpoena by the grand jury. You're like, some people get scared. False arrest, frame-ups, physical violence threatened, instigated or directly employed in an effort to frighten activists and disrupt their movements. Government agents either concealed their involvement or fabricated a legal pretext. In the case of Black and Native American movements, these assaults, including outright political assassinations, were so extensive and vicious that they amounted to terrorism on the part of the government. Sirach chapter 12. Two more scriptures. Sirach, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. I know I dropped a lot of information on y'all today. Just understand that COINTELPRO didn't end in 71, it's still alive and well. This thing with the Mississippi Sovereignty Commission, still alive and well. Okay, they just took on different names, like Southern Poverty Law Center, or Christian Apologetics. They use the same tactics, scare tactics, the same smear campaigns, the same let me post your information and open you up to attack from outsiders, from family, from employers. Start verse 9.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved.
Mm-hmm.
But
You see that? In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. That's why they destroy the Move, brother and sister from Move organization up in Philly. They had their own little community within the community. The prosperity, read it again.
In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved.
This is why they destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. Okay, this is why they destroyed the Panthers. Oh, wait a minute, them niggas, they don't need us to put up a stoplight. They're gonna direct traffic themselves. They're gonna start up breakfast programs and lunch programs and oh no.
You don't need this cheese I'm giving you?
No. In that prosperity, we don't like that.
Right.
Come on.
But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Read on.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust these devils. Stop inviting them into your organizations.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
Though he humble himself,
I know that you're the real Jews, and I just want the fellowship. As before, I seek your God as you do. I want to be a part of GLCC too. Can I just come on in? There's a law for the stranger, and also, though he humble himself, come on,
and go crouching,
coming with the,
yet take good heed, and
you better take heed, Israel.
And beware of him.
You better beware of that damn devil. I don't care what byword you call him.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass.
You don't see clear. It's like when you get out of the shower, right? A looking glass like a mirror, and it fogs up, and you wipe it. Oh, you can see everything clear then.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether.
You see that? Because he's masked it. And fogged it up in our face. It's still the same damn devil on the other side of that thing. Yep. Get you some Windex or something. Streak free. Okay? So you can behold and see. He's still that same devil. He's still wicked. You still can't trust him. Come on.
Verse 12. Set him not by thee.
What the scripture say?
Set him not by thee.
No, invite him to the Passover.
Set him not by thee.
Let him sit in the sanctuary while you have Sabbath class.
Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee.
Unless when he have been what?
Overthrown thee. He stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
See, this is where the natives make a mistake at. You set this damn devil by you. You were so open and welcome. Then he stood up, took your land, took your place, took your seat. Come on.
lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be prickled therewith.
Now you're sitting there, and now it stings, and the truth hurt, because now you're sitting back remembering, damn, should have never trusted my enemies. That's what the word said. That's what the elder told me. Never trust my enemies. Okay. Again, every organization pretty much met the same fall. They began to think that they could begin to trust their enemy, and they opened that door. And everybody fell in the same manner. The Panthers, various other organizations. The Young Lords. They broke apart in the 1970s because of infighting. It's like the Panthers. If we don't learn from history and learn from our past and examples that have been set before us as a community and as a movement, we're going to break apart for the same reasons, because of infighting. So they broke apart in the 70s because of infighting and FBI infiltration and an ill-advised move to Puerto Rico. I pointed that out because that's what happened to the Israelite movement in Chicago. Infighting, infiltration, and an ill-advised move to Demona. Like COINTELPRO, the SPLC, go to Daniel, chapter 2, the Sovereignty Commission, and countless other organizations, the Christian Apologetics are now attempting to distort the public's view of Israelite groups in a way that they hope and they pray will serve to isolate us and to legitimize open political repression. What do I mean by that? When they start cracking down on us speaking and holding camp in the streets, you'll be so desensitized, you'll say, yeah, that's exactly what needs to happen to them, because they're loud, they're obnoxious, they're boisterous. There's a campaign going on. But at the end of the day, I'm sure of one thing. Daniel chapter 2.
Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
I'm sure of this.
Which shall never be destroyed.
You will never destroy what's being created. You will never destroy the kingdom that's within the Israelite movement. You will never be able to destroy the kingdom that we are going to successfully take. You will never be able to stop it. Because in the days of you rulers, you authoritative figures, the Most High is going to set up a kingdom. Come on.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
It shall stand forever and ever more. Go to Romans 3 and verse 4. You're going to close out on that note. Now, out of all the things we run down, we show you the lineup, we show you that we are God's people. We are set to take the kingdom. We are our own nation. We are a holy chosen nation, a nation of kings and priests. The other nations want to keep that suppressed. They don't desire for us to rise from the rubble. They don't desire for us to break the bonds of oppression. They want to stay in darkness. We're here to unite the kingdom of Israel. And we're here to teach this gospel by any means necessary. You can take one of us out, 2, 3, 4 more Israelites going to be awakened and they're going to stand up in my place. You will never be able to stop this movement. You ain't been able to stop us since the days of Egypt. You ain't been able to stop us since the days of Christ. And you're not going to be able to stop us today.
Romans chapter 3 and verse 4. God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightiest overcome when thou art judged.
We shall overcome when we are judged. We thank you all for tuning in to United Kingdom of Israel Congregation, the House of Learning. Elder Shaul.
Moses Levi.
And just remember, put your brick in. You are called as one of the saints of the Most High Power. And the saints shall take the kingdom, despite the efforts of the enemy. And with that, we say, Shalom.